Through traditional marketing, you have a product and you create messaging and value statements and promote your product through various promotional channels. Product-led growth is not this. Stay tuned to learn what PLG is, how to align sales and marketing processes, and measure for this approach. If you like this video, you can share it, like it on YouTube, and follow the channel. Now, product-led growth is the strategy of growing your user base through free or light versions of your product. You are optimizing for downloads and trials. The idea then is to grow by converting free users to paid users. You also work to fuel or accelerate word-of-mouth expansion. Some of this expansion happens organically through the product itself, but I'll get to that in a moment. So if I download an app and then tell others, or if by using the app, others are obliged to join, it's growing based on the product. So from a marketing perspective, you are working to optimize the process of downloading something of value, promoting upgrades, and making it easy to share. Now, some people emphasize the role of product development in PLG. Yes, that is important. You must have a product that people want and will eventually pay for. So yes, as I mentioned, the product is organically accelerating growth, but no one will download it if they haven't heard of it. As of this video, Google Play or the Google Play Store has 2.87 million apps available. So you cannot rely on this idea of PLG or the idea that if you create it, customers will come. Just because there is a free version doesn't mean you don't need marketing. But the idea here is that if you can get traction with a minimum number of people and the product inherently leads to growth through use, you are essentially growing organically. So, for example, take Dropbox. Dropbox is a file sharing and storage platform. Unlike a product like SharePoint, you can share files with others, and the people you share these with can sign up for a free account with limited storage. Okay, so now you've shared a file with an external group of, say, 5 people. Those 5 people all create free accounts. Now, someone at Dropbox came up with this brilliant idea of rewarding referrals. So it's already easy to make a referral by sharing a file. Now, when someone signs up, you are rewarded with more storage space for free. So all users are encouraged to share and encourage others to share a Dropbox account. Today, the company is about $2 billion in annual revenue, and it's interesting to note that the free version is not really promoted on their site. You can still find it, but the company is now focused on business and institutional users. So perhaps their strategy changed, but nonetheless, their growth is directly attributed to PLG. So, what do you need for product-led growth to happen? First, the whole concept relies on referrals and free use. So the product needs to be simple, meaning it doesn't take a complex sales process to explain it. It must be well designed and intuitive, and therefore UX is a priority over deep functionality. It must also be easy to share. A lot of apps have a free version so you can try out some of the features, but this does not necessarily fuel growth. Freemium can be an important strategy for gaining new users after they've become aware of your product. But the product use doesn't necessarily help you expand to new users through that process. For example, if I use a free budgeting software, it's not going to result in additional users. I may get value from it, and I may upgrade and pay for additional features. but that doesn't lead to growth. Now, perhaps if the budgeting software allows me to make quick payments to my friends, then you have PLG. That's exactly what Venmo did. So that brings up the last point. It needs to be something you can easily share with others. I can easily pay friends with Venmo, but they need a free account to accept the payment. So your current business may not be structured for product-led growth, but the question becomes, can one of your competitors disrupt your market in this way? They may be working to make what you do simpler and more viral. Large companies like Microsoft, Cisco, and Adobe were all involved in the video conferencing space. Then Zoom came along and made the process easy. So if you are starting a PLG company or looking to transition to PLG, it really takes a shift in your approach. Fundamentally, it's not sales-led or marketing-led. You're focused on customer experience, adoption, and satisfaction over traditional funnel metrics like conversions and velocity. This has led to the idea of a flywheel approach instead of the traditional sales funnel. The flywheel drives different metrics, which are focused on optimizing this flywheel. ARPU, lifetime value, retention, and churn are still very important metrics, but you'll also want to consider some others. Time to value measures the time it takes for new users to realize the product's value. This measures the activation to adoption process. You'll want to look at the rate of feature adoption, or essentially the usability of key features of your platform. Expansion revenue looks at revenue generated through upsells and add-ons, and the virality measures virality measures the number of new users that each existing user converts. These types of metrics don't replace your original sales and marketing metrics, but as you implement a PLG approach, they provide an opportunity to create common goals for sales, marketing, support, and product that everyone can rally around. So I hope this provides a background on PLG and some areas to perhaps think about in your business. Be sure to like this video, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And also be sure to check out my YouTube channel and website.